going back to what we were saying about the school shooters, I think that's why young black kids could never do it, because we know on some level we're like, nah, we gonna be better than this. Like shit gonna get better. Like I could smoke everybody in this bitch, but it's gonna get better. So they can make it another week. But
yeah, and I think we respect our moms. You know what I mean?
Facts.
And I'm not about to embarrass my mom like that.
Nah, not even embarrassed. Like I would be more scared to come home and be like, "Mama, I did that."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nah. It'd be one of those situations where they're like, they have me locked up. Like your mom wants to see you. I'd be like, nah.
That's cool. Why would I want to do this? This is crazy. Like, how do you know that that's my face? And how do you like? I didn't like it.
What's crazy is the show Catfish. Did you ever watch MTV's Catfish?
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite shows of all time, because I think it's actually like, I think it actually gets at like there's a lot of episodes that are like black identity that they like accidentally discover, because it's like, oh, we found, this person who's catfishing so and so in this rural town in Alabama because they were too afraid of coming out as whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. It's like a lot of the episodes, so it's like really interesting. But like, bro, I wish, and they just ended. But like now, the catfishing that has to be going on now with the technology available now,
man, with AI,
you could be a whole different bitch.
You know what? I think is crazy. I get these ads sometimes of like of AI apps, right? But the ones that I get are always like hentai. The one that I got most recently is like this it's a crazy amalgamation of He-Man clips. And it's like me with my AI girlfriend doesn't stop. I was like, bro, like why me? I know why me. Like, I know when I watch, there's a lot of content, you know what I mean? So like my
y'all algorithm working, but still.
Yeah. Facts. My algorithms. Like we seen what you like to watch, and maybe you like this AI, but I'm like, I ain't taking nah, you know what I mean?
They're just waiting on you to slip up. You just gotta slip up one time.
Yeah, I just gotta like interact one time, and they're gonna be like, see, we got him.
You cooked, yeah, bro. It's like, I don't even, because it's gonna, by the time our respective children are like at the age where like technology and stuff is like, that they're on their phone, like have phones and like are let loose on the web in a similar way we are. I already, like, I feel like I know about shit, but I feel like we're going to feel like our parents felt when they're like, yeah, we don't even understand how the internet works. Like, they're going to have an understanding of, like, all of this shit and, like, be so inundated with it that, like, we're going to be like, oh, our kids doing, like, and we grew up online. Like, we were on the dark web, and there's going to be shit where they were like, yeah, the dark web now like, is, like...
They don't have that though, because like I don't think that they care. You know how like when we grew up, the internet was like this interesting space, and like we would see hacker movies, and like that was like super cool, and like the internet was like becoming this thing that the public had access to and was beginning to understand. Like we grew up in the internet from that point, where they come in is like AI is like literally that's their adolescence. You know what I mean? Like our adolescence with the internet was black and green screens at school. You know what I mean? And occasionally, I forget what the movie, there's literally a movie, I think it's called Hackers. That was my first introduction to like the dark web and like the fact that there's more to the internet, right? But like that was only interesting to us because the internet was fresh. Like I feel like if we had all the shit that their internet is like befuddled or like just full of, you know what I mean? Like we had AI, we had deep fakes, and we had all these other things to be focused on, like TikToks and all these different trends and dances. I don't know if we would have cared about the deep web. Like because we would have had other stuff to to cover our minds about the internet. Like our understanding of the internet was such a raw beginning, you know what I mean?
I think there's like a age you get to, like I think that we're probably at, we're just like, there's still some dark shit happening for sure. And I think part of like the curiosity, like I feel like the darkest shit I ever saw on the web was like my first couple years on there. Since then, I've been like, I'm just on the main roads on the web now. I've gone on the back country.
My venture into I remember, bro, when YouTube dropped. Like, I remember when YouTube came out, you know what I mean? I remember when you could just get on it. All I used to do was at school was get on there and search up fights because we found a way to get on YouTube, like get past the schools through the protection. We could get on there and watch fights and porn. I remember there was porn on YouTube, and every time I said it, people were like, "What?" I'm like, "Bro, when YouTube dropped, it was ugly. It was
the wild, wild west, bro." That, and remember Daily Motion? Daily Motion was
that was the crazy spot, man. I remember when videos had that link, you'd be like, you just know you just be like, I'm gonna see some wild shit besides.
Someone's gonna die on this already. You know?
I remember the first time, I remember there was a website called rotten.com, and I think my older cousin showed it to me to I don't know, scare me or whatever, but it backfired. I was like, every time I got on the internet, I'm like, where can I get to this website? You know what I mean? I'm just watching all the gruesome videos and pictures and shit. But that was, like you said, that was our beginning, of the internet. And then my introduction to the actual dark web was when I found out what torrents were and what the onion thing was. When I figured out what all that was, immediately I had to have it. You know what I mean? And so I was super fascinated. And I got it, and I realized that shit is illegal.
Super.
When you start that shit up and you actually find forums to interact with people, there's nothing normal. There is no Reddit conversations. There's no normal interactions at all. It's all some crazy wild shit. And I also remember the Silk Road. This is what I'm saying. When our internet was these things. There was no TikTok and Instagram. There was no things stacked onto it. I think for them to get to the deeper depths of the internet, I know when I think of scary shit on the internet, that's where my mind goes. You know what I mean? So it's I don't even know if they can dig deep enough through all the bullshit that they have to deal with to get to that point. You know what I mean? Because we didn't have to dig that deep. It was right there. It was the internet is fresh. And then, also there's a bunch of other shit going on the internet that you probably don't know about because you don't have access to this internet. You know what I mean? And so
yeah, I see that. But here's the thing is the gate, there was a big article and a bunch of, there was you know about gooning? Have you heard about the discourse about gooning? Yeah, so basically I'm using that as a way to say the youthful desire for internet porn at a young age will push you to the fringes of the web. At least in my experience.
That's honestly fair. I see that.
So I don't know if it's gonna be the death videos, Pain Olympics shit necessarily that we were on. That was kind of the result of the fact that the web was so unregulated. They have the shit super regulated now. That shit is. It's hard to find. It's harder to find, I imagine. But once you start heading down the goon hole, you're on some sites. You know what I mean? You're downloading some browsers.
Man, the whole gooning shit, I was like, that is wild. That is wild to me. Who started that? I mean, who knows, right? But
it's one of those things where it didn't surprise me at all. No part of any of that was what? No. But just seeing how it coalesced into an actual community, to keep it a stack, I do my rounds in the pornography space in my life, on and off, but I've done my rounds. Honestly, and this is gonna sound like a cop-out, but you know how there's they say technology is what pushes, or pornography is what ultimately pushes technology in whatever direction it goes. I do find it interesting to be from time to time be okay, what are they doing with porn deepfakes? Not because I need to see them, but because those people are at the forefront of making deepfakes. You know what I mean? Whatever they crack over there in the porn space, we're getting to the mainstream in a week or two. So I find it fascinating for that reason. All that to say, hearing about all that made a lot of what is still the porn world makes sense to me, because there's so much stuff where it's I don't know what that is, but when they put it in the context of gooning, I was oh, okay, I'd been wondering what those videos were for. Shit.
The first thing I thought of when I heard about the gooning shit it puts an entirely different spin on one of the greatest Lil Wayne bars ever.
Oh,
What's
no.
it going to a goblin? It just changes all of that forever. You know?
It's disgusting. Yeah. I mean, this could lead into several. We could take this several. I mean, since we're already here, did you hear about the Elon, the Grok making child porn?
Yeah. I did hear about that.
Yeah.
What happened? Did they ever?
I didn't look into it, so I honestly had this on like the maybe talk abouts, but like we're already here. So yeah, I actually didn't look into it at all. I assumed someone prompted it to do it, and
The only thing that I heard about it was that it happened, and that Elon came out and was like, "We're trying to figure out what happened." I'm like, "Nigga, you know what happened? Like, you made the shit. Like, you know what happened. That shit made some fucking wild porn, because you gave it the capability to make content. So it's like, that's what happened. But also, I think that, like, I don't know, AI. I feel like you were saying with technology, like with porn, like pushing technology, I think AI and technology is pushing like social conversation and social like interaction, and like how we know it changes how we perceive reality, right? But like AI is a terrifying line. I think that we're not taking it as seriously as it is, because right now it's just words. But once it becomes like automatons and like actual like programmable robots and things, like it's weird. We not to be like iRobotish, but like there is going to be a level of like, we're going to figure out where does our humanity stop and where do robotics begin? Because it's not going to be just a clear line anymore. You know what I mean? I feel like AI, and like you're saying with deepfakes, like there is ways to be an entirely different being at home. You know what I mean? Like there is ways to literally set up a space where people can come interact with you in full while you are not there at all, or essentially not that person at all. And so it's just like, at some point it's going to become physical. And I think that's going to be, we're going to like, for our kids, and like that's going to be a very weird line that we're going to have to draw. And I don't know if the youth, we're saying with they're delving into the internet in their own ways, I don't think they have the tools. You know what I mean? Like I don't think they can figure out where that line begins, because I don't think that we could as the adults now. You know what I mean? Like
I think more than likely we're past the line. Like whatever, like not to say we should put it all back in a box, but like when I was doing my last episode about predicting like stuff I thought was going to happen this year, one of the things I predicted was like they're going to have to put some sort of like laws on deepfakes, because literally, logically, they were going to make child porn with deepfakes. Like if you just not that that's where my brain went to go, but it's like that's if we get dark here, that's logically what was going to happen. And it is so unbelievable that like our government is like the robots making child porn. Like I guess we'll invade Venezuela. Like what? Like guys, we have the monster is here. We made the monster. And it's like all these people, these AI, all the tech people, everyone, it seems like in that sector who's like pushing the shit's like, we gotta get there. Like it has to happen. Like we all want to see the future, like whatever promise of what they think it's going to be, everyone, universal health care and income, yada, yada. These CEOs, Elon Musk, Sam Altman, Mark Zuckerberg, they just want to be God. Like that's like, it's not whoever wins in the AI race isn't going to be a billionaire. They're going to be God. They're going to be in charge.
Have you ever seen Pantheon on Netflix?
No.
Oh, you got to watch it. It's kind of basically what we're talking about. It's this really cool animated show. But essentially, this guy figures out a way to upload your consciousness to like the internet, and where you can be in your own virtual internet world or whatever. But the issue that they had was that the brain would deteriorate rapidly over time based off how much output, or basically how much CPU you used of your brain in the space. And he cloned himself and like raised that clone exactly how he was been raised, like these same experiences on the same days, the same girlfriend, but like only so he could continue the experiment to figure out like how to crack integrity is what they called it. And it's like basically he figured it out, and then they were able to like upload everybody. And like at first it was problematic. Like people were like, "Oh, we humans shouldn't be uploaded," and like let those people die, da 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 da. But people were, at some point were just choosing to do it because it was fucking cool. And then you could talk to your dead granny or whoever the fuck. And like she wasn't actually dead. Consciously, she was that. She was the conscious that was uploaded. Like for all intents and purposes, you know what I mean? It was that person. And it goes on, and like eventually it turns into this massive like thing where like America makes a virus or like a firewall protector, right? And it's like to stop any like illegitimate access to the internet in that form. And the virus was like eating people's consciousness in the internet, like wiping them out. Like they were they were dead, you know what I mean? Like they were gone. And the virus was like growing mentally. Like it didn't, it was like sentient. It was AI, you know what I mean? Like it was like growing consciously. And the kid who cracked integrity basically took on part of it just so he could like figure out a way to like defeat it or whatever. But when he took it on, he was like, oh, this thing ain't even really evil. It's alive. It's just confused. You know what I mean? It was just put into this world. It doesn't know what the fuck is going on. It knows what its program is, and it doesn't know how to like process the programming, because this space isn't just the internet. It's like a conscious like cloud. You know what I mean? It's like it exists now in this conscious cloud, but we put it out as a program, and it didn't transfer like that. And that was like the whole issue of the whole show. Like we're trying to put people into the internet space as programs, but they're not programs, they're people. And so it's like they had to figure out a way to like make it function so people could survive in that shit. But all that to say, at the end of it, the fucking the main character, she like turns, I don't know, I forgot what she did, but she basically like gets out of the simulation that is that internet, and then like makes multiple, and she becomes God effectively. Like she creates what is essentially like, it's all a simulation, right? But she has made multiple universes, literally multiple universes, multiple galaxies, multiple everything, trying to recreate what she's trying to like crack integrity. Like she wants to figure out where did it all go wrong, you know what I mean, and trying to figure out the different way to do it. And she does what appears to be in a galaxy or a universe of them. And it was essentially a Dyson sphere. Like around the sun is what she made, and it was all these bunch of different programs because it needed to run off of energy, and they used the sun's energy to power. Like literally, they turned the internet into a computer, or not the internet, the universe into a computer, and its power source was the sun, or were suns, and so but like she's outside of that shit making them. Like she's God and shit. So she's like but then they loop it back around, and she's like, I want to do it all over again. So she jumps into a simulation that was exactly how the show starts. And it was just a weak ass ending to me. But I bring it all together to say is like, you're right. They just want to be God. And eventually, with the way things are going now, go ahead.
Extremely roundabout way to say.
Yes, this is fair.
No, I rock with it though.
But yeah, I think that like you were saying, like AI, like in the space that they want to be gods, like AI is the ladder. You know what I mean? Like it's the way to get to that. And so I think that we're gonna have to figure some shit out when it comes to drawing the line, man. At least not for the world's sake, for our kids, bro, because shit's gonna get weird and wild.
Yeah, I feel like in a lot of sci-fi stuff, especially like modern sci-fi stuff, that's so like trying to be like speculative or like predicting in some way. The idea of like uploading your consciousness is like really hot, and I guess they're like talking about it in real life too with like the Neuralink or whatever. I guess I gotta watch a video, because like it always gets explained differently in all the different sci-fis, however they want to do it. It doesn't make sense to me fundamentally how it could happen. Like because you were saying, like we're not programs. You know what I mean? Like, is there an animating force within us? Absolutely. But also everything about like the human experience, as much as we want to be like, you know, we're so special and unique or whatever, it's all like your brain chemistry and your nerves and how your gut feels mixed with like the signals your brain's getting from like the amount of serotonin, you know what I mean? There's so much stuff about being a human that is so like fundamentally tied to the experience of having a body. And I think all these people want to act like the mind is like higher than or different than the body, and it's like these things don't operate without each other. We
Yeah.
think our brain, our mind, our consciousness is its own thing, bro. If you don't eat, you're a different. If you don't eat for like 6 hours, you're a different nigga. You know what I mean? If you're hungry, let you be thirsty. You know what? Like all these different things. It's like you're different. So if you didn't have any of this, what you perceive as you, what is, you know what I mean? What
So
is giving it that anything?
it's funny that you say this because I have not a working theory, but I have a theory. I guess it's working theory. I've had a theory about stuff like that since I was like 17.
Mm-hmm.
My idea is that your brain is a battery and your body runs on electricity, like electrical impulses and shit, right? Well, each, batteries need a positive and a negative. I think that's your soul and your body. Where they meet, that's where your mind is. That's your consciousness. When you, like you were saying, like without your body, what are you? I feel like you can never replicate anybody's life. I don't believe in reincarnation because, like, let's say the soul goes back into the ether or whatever the fuck, and then you come back into another body. You will not be you because that body is fundamentally different. That body might have deformities or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? But like that's not your last life. That's not your last person. So your consciousness has to develop around that experience and that existence. So it's like your soul could very much so be the same. We see people that have like kindred souls, you know what I mean? Where like they have a lot in common, even though they're extremely different in their walks of life or whatever. And so it's like we see things like that, but they're different people. That's what makes them different because they're different people. And so it's like I agree with you where it's like we can't be uploaded because like our identity is attached to the body that we're in, and like our concept of consciousness is directly stemming from the fact that I am conscious within this flesh. Like these have always been my hands, these have always been my feet, these have always been my eyes, it's always been my mouth. Like this is what I exist in. Like when I think of myself as whatever, even in dreams, right? Like let's say you're dreaming about yourself in a spirit form, you still for all intents and purposes look like yourself to your brain.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so it's like there is no separation of that. Like you were saying, like it can't happen. But I don't know. I agree that it can't happen, but I don't think that'll stop people from doing it. You know what I mean? Like,
Sure. Unfortunately, I do feel you on that. Yeah.
But I definitely think that, like, we're coming to a space, man, where AI like is possibly going to take over the world. And I don't want to be like I said, I don't want to be iRobotish about it because I don't know if we're gonna have to go to war with the robots type shit. You know what I mean? But I do feel like it's going to change the human experience and how we experience each other and how we experience the world around us. Like it's just I'm afraid of what that looks like because like as much as I don't like people, I love people. You know what I mean? And so it's like I would hate for us to get to a space where like we don't have that connection on a human level. You know what I mean? Like even beyond like an experience level, like off the strength that we are people, we're not able to like connect because of the internet in between us. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm afraid of that.
Have you seen WALL-E, the Disney movie? We just watched that this past week. I hadn't seen it in like a minute. And it's first of all, it's a crazy premise for a movie. It's like what they're talking about with the Zootopia shit, where you're like, wait, this movie is about like, like you're asking what it's about, and like this is a kids movie, like this dystopian tale, but it's like that's what we're going towards in terms of the way all the people like are just like floating on chairs, having like being fully stimulated at all times, like whatever food, drink, whatever, like that's what we're going towards. And I think I don't know it. The problem is they make it seem nice the whole way there. You know what I mean? It's like the road to that is paved with like, oh, you don't need to eat, just DoorDash everything. You know what I mean? Or like, you don't need to go see anybody, just fucking FaceTime and stay in and watch a movie type shit. And so, that's a fun way to start. What are you gonna say?
Nah, just same thing. I was like, yep, well, that's the way to start.
Yeah, I mean, the first topic is children. It's a really dark for the kids episode, I guess.
Dark for the kids is crazy.
It is because the rest of the topics are concerning the youth in some way. The first is like, I guess I want to say like, so I've been trying to write a joke about I don't try to do like social commentary with my jokes consciously. For me, like it comes from a place of being like I earnestly think that's dumb or silly, regardless of whether or not it's,
Yeah.
trying to be, I never write jokes to try to have a lesson. But I was just like, you know how many school shootings happen now that just aren't really news?
Yeah.
It's not even like fun. Like, it used to be a school shooting happened. That was the biggest thing that happened in the country for weeks. Like,
Yeah.
we were all shook. And now it's like, oh, you didn't hear about that school shooting?
Yeah, that's still happened when Charlie Kirk died. There was one the same day, I think, in Denver,
Yeah.
Colorado, right? I think it was
Yeah. So
Colorado.
it was Colorado. I think it was Colorado. So just, in trying to write about how crazy the crazy thing is I was trying to write how crazy it is that we're all desensitized to it. So I was like, all right, what do you think? So like the beginning of the where I'm working on is like, why do you think it is that like boys specifically are drawn to doing school shootings versus girls?
Um, just because little niggas are destructive, first off. But I feel like based off how to say, there are so many things that are emotionally. I don't know. There are so many things. Only because particularly though it's young white males who do it, so it's hard for me to like really, really relate or give grace. But personally, if I was to call it how I see it, I think that they're so emotionally stifled that it is like, I know we make the term like as cliche, but it is like literally a ticking time bomb because like they don't have any space. I can't remember. It's an analogy I'm thinking of. Like, I mean, of course, like the basic analogy is that like, you stuff so much pressure into a ball, eventually it's going to pop. And like, that's what I think it is. But like their pop, like everybody has their break, like their crash out, right? You know what I mean? I think for them, that particular crash out is like, it's like self-detonating. You know what I mean? Like, it's like intentionally self-destructive. Like it's never one of those things. Like they don't ever not have a reason. You know what I mean? And they're always like, this is my reason, but they knew the consequence of the decision that they made, but they wanted it to be this destructive experience and consequence for them and everybody else. And I think that like that comes from like a really strong like blowback reaction, like rubber band reaction to feeling like your identity emotionally is stifled. And so it's like, I do think that we do shit on white dudes so much that young white guys are feeling it. And I think that we don't give the way we give children grace. I don't think that we give young white dudes grace, though indoctrination is real. And so I get it. It's a baby snake is to the snake, right? And so it's like,
yeah. And I also think, just quickly on that, also I think white dudes aren't giving white dudes grace, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not saying to absolve like the rest of society, but it's also like these white kids are getting bullied by other white kids. You know what I mean? For the most part.
Yeah, no, not even for the most part. Like, I feel like as black people, we know don't.
Yeah, exactly. No, you weren't. Yeah, you niggas were not fucking with the weird white boy. No,
don't fuck with the nigga in the back with the black hoodie all the time. Like he sits in the back with his head down and the hoodie over. He cool. He cool.
Yeah. Nah. He don't fuck with nobody. Leave him alone.
Occasionally dap him up. Just acknowledge him when he come in. Be like, "What's good, bro?" You know what I mean? Give him one of those. Yeah. Give him the "Don't shoot me" dap. And so like
be like, "Oh, you like anime too? All right, bet." Yeah. And then keep it pushing.
Facts. I remember there was actually, I think I know a school shooter. I don't think did he shoot a school up? I think he shot a college. I know he shot something up and went to prison for it. I don't know. I know children were involved, but I don't know if it was a school. Yeah. Because we had already graduated. You know what I mean? Like we were out of school when I heard about it. And but looking back on it, like he was that kid. He was like Naruto running in the hallways and shit, had his arms back and shit, was like, for all intents and purposes, a dork. And he was an easy target. You know what I mean? And like, I noticed that like, he was never like beaten down by it. It was like he was just absorbing it, which to me was a little alarming because going back to what I said about the bomb, I'm like, bro, we can't keep that nigga gonna explode one day. You know what I mean? But I do remember like explicitly like this one he had on these really cool like Nike Dunks, the black and red Nike Dunks that came out like the Jordan ones. And somebody just commented about them, was like, "Oh, those are really cool, bro." And the way he lit up, that's what I'm saying. Where it's like, like you were saying, like they're getting picked on. I do believe that like emotionally, like they don't have anything to be happy about. And I feel like for most kids. You know what I mean? There's not much to be happy about. But I think specifically for little white dudes, it must be rough. You know what I mean? But like I'm not a little white guy, so I don't really know how much I know or how much I care. And so it's like,
yeah, and I also will say like the like for the sake of the joke, I said Call of Duty embraces, but I think like the way I don't want to say like
well, you said they started do it. They do it because of Call of Duty embraces.
yeah.
That's fire.
It's something about the combination of Call of Duty embraces. I don't know.
You got to make sure you got to add the crazy acne too. That's also
Sure. Oh yeah, and Accutane. You throw an yeah, that needs to be studied as a combination. But it is, and I've heard people have said this before. But the way the left in particular, kind of is like white men get all the advantages in the world and have it easier, and you have all these, like, you're not the oppressed ones, like you're the ones who are oppressors. And the way our society has worked and the government has like gutted out the middle class and the like red parts of this country because of the lack of industry and all this, it's like these kids don't have shit and are disadvantaged and don't feel like they have any sort of privilege, but they go online and or they talk, and it's like, so what the fuck did I can't relate to this, but it's like, okay, so I'm they're telling me I'm supposed to have all the privileges in life and I'm still, feel like shit. I don't really have a way, in the way our society is crafted now, to like feel community, to feel like positive masculinity. Without, like, we'll get into like the Andrew Tates and Adin Rosses of the world, but like that is like, those are their guys now, you know what I mean? And unfortunately, so making it significantly less serious. So I was like thinking of the joke. I was like, all right, what would it be like if girls did a school shooting? And then I was like, okay, obviously they're gonna play some music, because I was thinking like, if you were gonna do a school, if niggas did a school shooting, first of all, we couldn't, because they'd have us back on the boats immediately. But if we did it, it'd be like Annie Up or like DMX or like Nuck If You Buck. Can you imagine?
Comethazine all day, man. Walk around like that, nigga. Finger on the trigger. What? That is the anthem. That's like, if you're not playing that as a black school shooter, you missing a chance. You missing a grand opportunity. Grand opportunity to literally be that nigga with the finger on the trigger.
Have you heard his jazz stuff?
Yeah, the retransformation I am elated for. I can't wait for the album to drop. This nigga going crazy, bro. I listen, like the fact that I will sit there and listen to a 3-minute track of this nigga playing the trumpet. That's how I know it's good. You know what I mean? And so it's like, it's an interesting transformation.
I saw, it was just the way I saw it initially. It was one of these hip hop pages like posted about it, like, Comethazine is now like a jazz musician. Is this part of like a bigger plan, like conspiracy? And I'm like, what? Like, what would the plan be here? What? Facts. This is reverse CIA shit now.
There was a comment I seen on his most recent one that he put out where somebody was like, the CIA punching the air right now. But I do think that the first way I saw it was they just literally was throwing on my algorithm and they said Frank Cole. It was the Smokestack Lightning song. And it was just thrown on my algorithm, but I saw his face. And I was like, Frank Cole, that's Comethazine. So I clicked it. I'm thinking it's going to be, you know what I mean? I'm thinking it's going to be super,
I got the blicky out. Yeah.
I thought Smokestack Lightning, man, he was finna smoke a nigga. You know what I mean? That's what I was expecting. But then the transformation, the trumpet, the jazz was good. He's making some really good music. I'm really interested to see the transition, you know what I mean? And like, going back to what we were saying about the school shooters, I think that's why young black kids could never do it, because we know on some level we're like, nah, we gonna be better than this. Like, shit gonna get better. Like, I could smoke everybody in this bitch, but it's gonna get better. So they can make it another week. But
yeah, and I think we respect our moms. You know what I mean?
Facts.
And I'm not about to embarrass my mom like that.
Nah, not even embarrassed. Like I would be more scared to come home and be like, "Mama, I did
Oh
that."
yeah.
You know
Oh
what I mean?
yeah. Nah. It'd be
Yeah.
one of those situations where they're like, they have me locked up. Like your mom wants to see you. I'd be like, nah, nah.
Nah,
We
that's cool. I'm like, no, she can see me. Are you going to be there to
y'all gonna be
protect me?
there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't want her to go to jail. I just need security. I just need security.
Yeah.
Like,
We could do. We if we need to put up the glass, do what y'all do.
yeah, whatever. I'm not safe. I thought I was safe in here, but y'all saying she finna come here. You ruin it. You're taking away my safety.
We're all in trouble, guys. I don't know how to break this to you,
Have you
fellas,
seen the Vince
but
Staples show?
no.
So
I've been meaning to watch it, but I
yeah, the
haven't
second
seen it.
season is pretty good so far. I'm watching it now. It's he's funny. Just he's funny, but it's like a lot of like we just talked about. He is really really good at putting like the subtleties of Black culture that aren't just like spoken, but like are kind of like what's known don't got to be said. He puts a lot of. He's really good at putting those things like in his show, and like Tori was saying about our moms whatever. In one of the episodes, he's trying to rent a car and he don't have his ID or whatever, right? And his mom is like, she wanted a gas vehicle. They only had EVs, and she started turning up on the fucking the cashier or whatever. And then she was like, Vince, go handle this. And he's like, all right, man, you want to have a private conversation? And so he brought the guy around the corner. He think he finna get fucked up. And Vince was like, look, I want you to know none of this is your fault. I understand that you're doing your job. He's like, but all that being said, my mama's a little crazy, and if she don't get this car, I don't know what she's gonna do. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, exactly.
No, that's so real. Yeah, that's so
like,
real. Hey,
I know
bro,
it ain't your fault.
I'm sorry. I've had to be like, hey, bro, I'm sorry. You're doing a fantastic job. But if we both want to get out of here,
that's
we're
literally
gonna
what
need
he
you
was
to bring
saying.
that food back. We're gonna need you to
That's literally what
on
he
the plate.
said. He was like, "Say, man, if you want us both to have a good night, she need that car." Like, but no, facts. But yeah, I think there's a lot of on a not serious note. I think there's a lot of reasons like why a young black kid could never do a school shooting. Wait, I think that we have one though. Well, no, we don't have a school shooting. He just went around the streets shooting niggas, and so I don't know what's worse.
Yeah. I don't know that there's never been one. Like when I posted about it, someone's like, actually, a girl did do a mass shooting once, and I was like, yeah, but that doesn't serve my narrative. So, and people don't know. People don't know about it. I'm not gonna let this ruin having some fun. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have more thoughts on school shootings. I think it's nuts. I don't know what I would do, because the thing is, like, it's corny, but I like in a movie, like a horror or a thriller or action movie, where, like, they're popping off and it's some, like, real chill music. Yeah. Like, I love hip-hop, but hip-hop's really on the nose for violence. So I would want some, like, Hall & Oates. I would want some, like,
I want to see somebody get blicked up to Taylor Swift. Needs to happen one time.
I mean, that's when I put it out there, the most common response, people are like, it's got to be Taylor Swift. And when I do the joke, it might be Taylor Swift, because
if it's white girls, it's Taylor Swift.
If it's white girls, but I don't feel like, I don't have enough respect for Taylor Swift fans to be like, they could pull that off. I dare you, Taylor Swift fans. Prove me wrong. But y'all are too soft. Y'all can't.
Y'all are too soft. It's great.
Yeah, the other thing, what I meant to say is, like, it was the whole impetus for, like, the whole discussion and the joke and talking about it was, like, being like, damn, it's crazy how desensitized people are to it. And I was like, if I put up multiple stories asking people, like, what songs they would do a school shooting to, maybe someone's going to be like, hey, this is crazy. Everyone was just like, yeah, bro, here's a song I would pick. Yeah, bro, here's a song I would pick. And then, like, after, like, 30 people being like, funny joke, one lady was just like, what the hell? And I was like, thank you. I was like, someone needs We're all fantasizing about doing school shootings. That's how desensitized to it we are. We can just do this. No one's going to be like, yo, what the fuck, y'all?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. There are things that we would still be like, what the fuck about, but school shootings isn't one. So,
Not children being shot and in their place of learning.
but
That's
also that's such an American issue. And I think that's why we're desensitized to it, because like if you hear about it, you see the news. What I've noticed is that like when I go on to like the new, sometimes I like literally search up news on YouTube and I just go
mhm,
through the rabbit hole of what's going on in that day, week, or whatever. And a lot of the comments when it's like American violence are from foreigners who are like, I don't understand how America is like this. You know what I mean?
mhm.
Because it is still wild to them. But because I don't know, like going back to what I was saying about the internet, we grew up in a time where like these things were fresh. Like it was like, well, Virginia and Columbine wasn't that like the first one?
Columbine's like a little before my time. Like I was alive when it happened, but I think was Columbine still the '90s, or am I tweaking?
No, it's not. It was 90s. Oh, it might
Yeah,
have been.
so
It might have been the year 2000. It might have been the year
um,
2000. I think it was 90s. I honestly think it was 94. Either 94 or 97 or something like that.
I'm looking. And what was the second one you said? Columbine was '99.
Virginia Tech, I think was.
Yeah, Virginia Tech was the first one I remembered
Mm,
as like a human being, and I remember how scary that was, and how
yeah,
like every morning we come on Good Morning America, and they're just like, it's so crazy, and it's like good how much we've evolved. But I remember on Good Morning America after the Virginia Tech one, they were literally showing like pictures of the nigga like flexing with guns, being like, "This is the dude, y'all," and he was like pointing at the camera like this. I was like, "Y'all don't have any shots of him not looking hard as fuck." It's like they tried to make him look menacing, and it's like we know he did it. You guys don't have to paint him as he is clearly the villain, but yeah, now they don't even talk about the people who show him, and that
unless,
helps.
unless it's like something that helps push a narrative, like Charlie Kirk. Like we heard everything about that guy. That even
For
like things that
sure.
weren't even true. You know what I mean? And so it's like, I feel like you're right that like we have this weird relationship with it now, where it's like we are desensitized to it until it touches something that we feel morally connected to. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Where it's like once that becomes a thing, then we have to know who it was. You know what I mean? And so it's like we need to see this story. We need to see it. You know what I mean? We need to see it talked
Well,
about.
it's like a regular school shooting. It's hard to really politicize in any way. Like it's clearly bad. The right is not going to do anything about it. I mean, neither side's going to do anything about it. Like they've had their time, so it's like it's not really even like a political issue at this point. But someone Charlie Kirk or 45 gets shot at. Like you need to like paint that shooter at like, there's
Yeah,
political gains to be made from
yeah, yeah.
painting the shooter at one way or the other, um, which is gross.
Yeah, it is. I think, man, I am like a little frustrated with the left only because like I do think that like the left tends to talk more in extremes and like
Mhm.
very literal senses. I think the right talks in more extremes in like a very ignorant sense. Like
Sure.
both are dangerous, but like for me, the left is more frustrating because like anybody who claims the left to me is like a douchebag because it's like
Sure.
you know what I mean? It's like art, like just progressive is that's the most grace I give you. You know what I mean? It's like, but being a leftist is weird to me. Like, what does that even actually entail? Like, do you prescribe to like an ideology or like one specific like group or whatever? Like, it's like the same thing with MAGA to me. You know what I mean? Like, it's like I do separate MAGA from the Republican Party, though. Like a virus, it is like taking over the Republican Party.
Sure,
But
sure, sure.
I think that
I think
the
leftist is like meant to when people say that like I have more problem if someone says they're like a Democrat, because I think if someone says they're leftist, like I probably identify as more of a left leaning person, an
yeah, I mean,
independent left leaning person, because like I don't want to say I'm a Democrat, but I'm certainly not on the right side. So I
yeah,
think
I definitely agree with that aspect. Like, I wouldn't call myself a leftist. I think I am much more a centrist, a left-leaning centrist. Though I do believe that there is a middle ground. In the center of all this, common sense exists somewhere. You know what I mean? And
sure.
so I want to be on that team. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to like say that I'm one or the other. Like you said, like I'm not on the right side of things for sure, but I'm not really far like fully on the left side of things because like I just think the rhetoric is stupid at this point. Like, what are we trying to accomplish? Are we just trying to argue, or are we trying to come to some kind of understanding? Because for the last 8 years, we've been telling motherfuckers they're fucking dumb and they're fucking stupid, but that hasn't stopped them from being dumb or stupid. So, like, maybe we take a different approach because now they're getting angry and violent at being called dumb and stupid. So, like, how about we figure out, not even to say that we need to make concessions or whatever, but like, how, if
I get what you're
progress is
saying.
the
It's
goal.
how can we, point out that we have difference without trying to say we're intellectually better than these other people?
Exactly, man. That shit is infuriating, especially when you talk like I hate hearing a leftist talk about race issues because it's like you talk for races that you're not. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's like that is inherently uncomfortable for me always, but it's like it is always spoken to a person that is right leaning as if they have lived that experience or if they're speaking that experience from like they know, you know what I mean? And granted, they may have more exposure to the experience than the conservative or right leaning person that they're talking to, but they don't know, you know what I mean? I don't like co opting another culture's experience or somebody else's like cultural or racial identity to help further a narrative. In either regard, like that shit's weird to me. You know what I mean? Like right wing, left wing, whatever the fuck. Like it's leave black and brown people out of it until we get into it. You know what I mean? It's like that's just my theory on it, or my logic on it. And in both ways, like I'm so tired of hearing about the dangerous illegal immigrants without the numbers behind these things being articulated from people who think that they're villains. And it's like, bro, like facts, fam. Like it ain't even really about me disagreeing with your political ideology. It's like I don't agree with your false truth. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like the information is out there, but
I think what you're getting at is the way both sides use like racial politics, but basically the way both sides use social issues to like fight and like muddy the water and like make our issues the main thing when it's like,
yeah,
let's all just have some money. How about you guys figure your shit out? We all get some money and we'll take care of our shit. How about that? How about you raise the minimum wage, like send us some more checks, yada yada, and then we'll figure out our shit. But the way you were trying, like the right is trying to be like, all of our problems are Mexican, like
yeah,
illegals are all of our problems are due to illegals. The left is like racism, homophobia, transphobia is destroying this country, and the right, because they don't understand these things, you know what I mean? Like, how about y'all come together about what we're doing economically, and all of the outside people will
figure it
hold
out.
ourselves down. Yeah. No,
And
I totally
so
feel you on that.
it's interesting too, because like I find myself hearing both sides of arguments like on things like race issues and like cultural issues, especially when it comes to like gender issues and like sexuality. It's like I understand both sides, and I think what you're saying, like, how about we take that out of the conversation entirely because nobody's right or wrong. Unless you want trans people to die, like that's wrong. You know what I mean? But if
Yeah.
you don't, if you genuinely don't care or don't agree with somebody, as long as you don't get in their way, like if you don't agree with my black culture, as long as you don't get in my way and be racist, I don't really care how you feel. You know what I mean? And you're not really causing me no problems. So that if we can remove that from the center of our issues and like you said, talk about the money that everybody don't have. And so it's
Yeah.
like I think that
It's the
all the
idea
other
that trans people make up less than 1% of the population of the country, but this is like the biggest issue in the
yeah,
country. You know
it's
what I
insane.
mean? It's
It's
like
insane.
we are so clearly getting duped, y'all. Like it's
Yeah,
so this is so clearly a dupe. Talk
yeah,
about the fact that eggs are still expensive, not
yeah,
whether or not trans people should be able to play fucking college hockey, dog.
yeah.
Are you serious? Are you serious?
Yeah,
We just
yeah,
invaded another country for oil, and you're gonna let them get mad about pronouns? You're gonna like make something in your campaign about pronouns?
yeah.
Like, what are the Like, no. So I totally feel you. No, in terms of what the mainstream, I guess, of both sides believe or are pushing, it's the same thing because the right and the left are the same thing with different suits essentially at this point. But it's all just to distract you from the fact that they're not giving you, if you're an American and you're not rich, they're taking your rights and your money and your access to things away every single day and making you get mad about
Other shit.
People who make up less than 1% of the total nation's population.
Nah,
That
fact.
is, yeah. No, anyone who's like, I don't really fuck with the left or the right. I'm like, yeah, bro. Like, they don't want you to. Like, we should all. Not that we should all. Not to be like any form of sanctimonious about like we're correct politically, but like if you're buying anything either side is selling at this point, dog, it's like. There's not a lot of hope for you. Or there's
Nah,
not
yeah.
there's not a lot of hope for you, but like, because that's doing what you're saying. And like, please see that neither side, whoever you go vote for in the midterms, they probably don't care about you either way. Is
Either
how I
way.
feel.
I don't think you're. Did this little bitch eat my pork chop?
We got a missing pork chop on the
Yeah, I
on
think
live
so.
right
My
now.
cat might have ate my motherfucking pork chop. I hope you don't die, little bitch.
A cat ate a pork chop.
Yeah, I got a cat. I swear I had a pork chop, but I don't anymore. She just
Damn,
walked away from the plate.
she eating good tonight. I know she
Little
eating
fat ass.
well.
Don't ask me for no food. You little, hey, bro. She's a kitten, but she has to eat. You know what I mean? But she's a little fat
Yeah. She said, I'm eating well tonight. To go watch my shows. Hey, do you want to, I don't know how specifically, because I didn't hear about this Adin Ross thing until, like, you texted me, and then I was like, what's going on with Adin Ross? And I was like, oh, brother.
Yeah.
So, do you want to intro it at all?
Yeah. So I mean, if people, I imagine your fan base probably knows because they're probably exuberant fans of Doechii. But yeah, recently,
Just don't talk about me or my fans. Just don't do that. That's so.
Yeah, I have. I feel like every time you brought me on, I have said something.
You're coming on the wrong side. You're coming. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, so Doechii has been fighting the claims of an industry plant, which has always been crazy to me because like Shawty's been at it for almost over a decade.
If you have the internet and you like rap, you know Doechii's not an industry plant because you were like, oh, in 2020, I remember this type shit.
Yeah.
Sorry, keep going.
But she Adin Ross for whatever reason hates her, and
we're not doing for whatever reason because she's a dark skinned black woman. Let's not act like it's anything but that.
Yeah, you're right. I just, man, it can't. It can.
Okay, no, spell. Let's talk about the whole thing, and then we can.
So, I mean, you're probably not wrong, but yeah, he's just constantly calling her, all kind of dumb, talentless bitches and da 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 da. So she put out a song with SZA, a banger of a song too, where people think she took some subliminal jabs back at them. But I personally feel like, yes, that it was at Adin, but I feel like it was also at everybody.
Academics for sure too.
Yeah. No, I feel like,
that's the whole space. That whole space. That's who it was at.
I feel like, man, it's crazy. I used to be like when he was on that show with Joe Budden and Adeska, I used to like to hear Axe opinions on shit because he did know the rappers. But it's like
Everyday Struggle was a perfect storm. It was like these two guys shouldn't work together. They're both kind of dickheads in a very specific way, and this will only last for a limited time. But it was awesome. It was lightning in a bottle. Yeah,
it was awesome for what it was. But yeah, during that time, I did like to listen to him talk about hip hop. But where he's at now, man, like I just think the space that he's in is super weird, just because of where he came from, and like nigga, we remember you. We remember the Chirac videos. Like we remember, nigga. Like you know what I mean. Yeah. Like don't. For these new niggas, don't act like you ain't biased or you don't have some kind of like you not exploitative of yourself. Like, and I feel like so much of streaming and content creating now is exploitative. Like, they just, I don't know, man. They squeeze everything dry, like in all directions. They get problematic.
This was one question that I had about this. Do you think all of them? We can include ones the culture likes, Kai, Speed, all that. Do they contribute anything positive to hip hop culture?
To hip hop culture, no, except for Plaque Max. I think that Plaque Max is really, really good. He makes some fire beats. I think that he's really, really good at giving. Like he's like, you remember when Lyrical Lemonade was coming up and all the every young rapper wanted to be on Cole Business or have a Cole Business video. I think Plaque Max is becoming that on a producer level. I think that
Mm.
every young rapper wants to end up on his stream and wants to get a beat from him and make a song on stream and
Is
have
he
that
putting
experience.
niggas on? I'm not tapped into him.
Uh,
I've seen shit about him, but I'm not tapped in at all. Is he putting
I
niggas
don't.
on?
In a sense that like everybody that I've seen come through there, they end up getting a couple 100,000 views on the video that he makes with them, and then the
Mm.
video follow-up video still hit over tens of thousands. So I don't know what the scale is because I didn't know about them before. You know what I mean?
Sure,
And
sure, sure.
I'm not plugged into Max like that anyway, but I like his beats a lot. So when I see
Mm.
he do some new shit, I check it out because his beats, bro, are fire. And I think that like for that purpose alone, like he is providing that to the hip hop space. He's providing he's got a very good taste in music and making beats. And then for every young dude who watches him and who wants to be him, that's a new high quality producer potentially. Like that's a new
Yeah.
Zaytoven. That's a new, you know what I mean? Like that's a
And if
new,
he's doing it and like streaming it, he's putting niggas on game in that space too,
yeah, you
which
know
I
what I
think is
mean? And so
important.
it's like, but I feel like in regards to when you say specifically hip hop culture, I think I can't think of nobody outside of him because I feel like Kai's whole stream is too funny for people to take it seriously. Like Kodak Black was on that bitch fucking damn near ODing. You know what I mean? And so it's like, oh shit, you start lagging on me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry, you went out for a second. I heard last thing
Uh,
you said was Kodak went on there.
yeah, Kodak went on there and was looking like a whole dope fiend. You know what I mean? It's like nobody took that
Mm.
serious. You know what I mean? And it's like because it was on his stream, like it was just a funny thing. You know what I mean? And so I think that that's where it does a detriment to the hip hop space. But I also don't think that it's like inherently dangerous to the hip hop space. I think that like that's more so on the rappers. The same way like going on DJ Vlad. You know what I mean? Like that's as if you want to do that, now
Yeah.
what you want to do. You know what I mean? And so it's like, but this I think the straight things with streaming is the same thing.
Yeah, I think it's hard for me to look at like what Adin Ross does, and even like I've I've generally am cool with Kai and Speed, but they
I love
stand
speed.
on the Coon line. I I love Speed,
Yeah.
but I mean Speed's kind of better now. But historically, they've stood on the line of Coon and danced on it with
Yeah.
precision,
Yeah.
and and crossed it a couple times. To be fair, and to be frank, and I can't fully be like, obviously, I'm not canceling these niggas, and obviously, not obviously, but like, I, I'm not gonna act like I've never danced on the line of Coon in my life, especially when I was younger and trying to get attention.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna fully push that off, but like, when I saw Young Thug went on Adin Ross's stream to promote his last shit, I was like, man, this is like my favorite rapper, and this is where we go to try and like talk about our new projects now. You know what I mean? Like the fact that he has
Yeah.
a seat at the table in hip hop. Like if people don't know, like I guess this is my other question. What do people like about Adin Ross? And this is not even coming from a space of like fuck this guy.
He
Like earnestly, is it just this guy is like pushes the line a lot?
he's Andrew Tate. He's like he's like every young kid who grew up to want to be Andrew Tate, except for he's rich, so he's able to be very Andrew Tate-ish. And like it's
Mm.
cool for young white kids who aspire to be like that to see him because they're like, oh, Aiden did it, then I can do it too. All I gotta do is get a hot stream or da 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 da. You know what I mean? And then I could be up there with the Lamborghinis in a fat, stupid house I don't deserve. You know what I mean? And so it's like, and I could be having dinner with Andrew Tate, and I could be talking to Trump, and I could have all these rappers on my platform. You know what I mean? And so it's like he is that for them, and Andrew Tate was that for him. At
Yeah,
least from my perspective,
yeah,
I don't follow
yeah,
either one of them enough. So
yeah. It's hard for me to understand, and I don't know if this makes me unk or just like a differently adjusted person, but like we definitely had like provocateur type people when we were growing up. Like that type of person has always existed,
yeah,
but I don't remember I don't remember anyone who was just provocateur, just say racial slur, just do that who's made it to the level of Adin did without being like, okay, I can also like think about Tyler or some shit, you know what I mean? Being like, okay, I can be edgelord, but now that like I've amassed a level of success, I'm going to pivot into like actual artistry, and that's going to take me to the next level. Like that is a, you know, there's an innumerable amount of people who have done that to some extent. But with this, it's just like, that's all y'all need is just the, you know, bananas in the chat. That's it. That's the whole show.
Yeah. That is what. So I think that the bar, and this is kind of brings me around to another thought that I've had where like the bar on quality content is so low to the point where like things that are like thriving because of quality content like don't really matter anymore. Like people be like, oh, hip hop is dead or rap is the most boring genre. I'm like, well, you're here talking about it, so like it ain't dead because we're talking about it and it's still alive. But like also, your favorite streamer just spent the last 3 streams a couple hours with the hottest rapper of the time. So like you clearly care or it's clearly relevant. You know what I mean? And so I think that that is one of the can you hear me? You're like completely frozen on my end.
Yeah, no. Sorry, it said your favorite streamer spent the last couple hours with whoever.
Yeah, like, you know, your favorite streamer spent the last couple hours with, you know, the most popular rapper at the time, the most viral rapper at the time. So like it's clearly not, you know, it's not dying or whatever. But because the content is so nuanced and like dense, they don't want it. You know what I mean? Adin is not dense. You can see one stream of that shit and see what you need to see. You know what I mean? And so it's like, or know what you're gonna get. And so, yeah, I think that what you're saying, like, yeah, that's all they need. That's all they need because they don't want nothing heavy. They don't want nothing heavy. I also feel like too, it's why stuff like that is why like the I can't even say it's slang, but yeah, I don't know. I can't even say it. I was gonna say, you remember when they were trying to say that like the Gen Alpha, the internet speak was like their own thing, and it was really just Ebonics repasted. You know what I mean? And so it's like, I think that like when that conversation got super heavy, people stopped wanting to like engage with that content or that conversation because it was like, oh, this is way heavier than I wanted it to be. I just wanted to say some shit. You know what I mean? So it's like now that it's all this, I don't really want to deal with it. I think it's what hip hop has become. I think that hip hop is like, we're entering a space where niggas are legit, and I don't like respectability politics at all. But niggas are legit tired of the streets. Like even beyond 21 saying fuck the streets. I think that shit's been played out for a long time now because we haven't seen anybody survive it. We haven't seen nobody survive it, and the niggas that we have seen survive do not make it far in life. Like they end up stagnating around 40 or 50. And so it's like, you know, we don't give me a street nigga that has become a celebrity or hood fame or whatever the fuck that didn't end up dead or in prison. Besides 50 Cent.
Did we not count Hove?
Now he ain't a street nigga. I think that his street was before my time. So yeah, I guess we could say Hove. And Nas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think,
but again,
I don't know.
Like,
yeah.
Yo, go ahead. What you gonna say? Go ahead.
Keep going. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say,
it's gonna be a tangent talking about the after streets.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. We keep having this like.
That's what I was saying. You got it.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. It is what it is.
Yeah, I think to that sense, we're like, you know, those artists in particular came up in a time where like we didn't know the long-term effects of the streets yet. You know what I mean? And so it's like our older generation did, but we weren't listening to them. You know what I mean? And so it's like we didn't know the long-term effects. And for all intents and purposes, they pivoted out of the streets very, very hard. You know what I mean? 50 making TV shows and movies now. He's still roasting the shit out of niggas like he on the block. Jay-Z's fucking being a black capitalist, and so is Nas, you know what I mean? But like they have transitioned.
I was about to say, every rapper from the 80s and 90s is a fucking cop on TV now.
Yeah. Ice-T, man. I seen an interview of him talking about the show, and he was like, man, I love this show. They've been playing me for 20, and I didn't know it was 20 years, nigga. He been on fucking Law and Order for 20 years, nigga. That's
Yeah, bro.
crazy.
He do the same shit every week, and he gets, I'm sure, a crazy bag just to be like, he did what? That's disgusting. I'll take my check, please. Thank you. That's a dream bag. I mean, I'm not even gonna hate. If Law and Order sends me the call that like you want to be a detective,
Yeah.
I'll be like, I come for 1 day a week and I get 6 figures. I'll be there. I promise.
Nah, yeah, facts. But I said it to say, I think that like we are like hip hop is swinging into a direction where we want heavier stuff. I think that the battle between Drake and Kendrick showed that, where like niggas really want the gritty bars and like niggas really want something to think about and they want to have the double and triple entendres again. You know what I mean? Like we're getting, the pendulum swings one way, then it swings really hard back the other way. I think that because hip hop is becoming that dense and like we're going back to that now, I think that it's becoming less palatable and like less young white kids want to engage with it. You know what I mean? Because going back to what we were saying in the last episode, Kendrick Lamar's Mr. Morale is like, the black culture Bible for white people. And so it's like people niggas ain't trying to read that book no more. You know what I mean? And so it's like they don't want to dabble in what hip hop is providing. And so it's like it's getting too heavy. And on the pivot, you have a dude like Adin Ross, who is still, for all intents and purposes, centered himself around that culture, making it in a light sense. You know what I mean? Like it's not heavy when he does it. It's just funny when he does it. And so his takes on hip hop, I'm going to adopt because it's funny when he does it. You know what I mean? It's not like this heavy thing until shit like the Doechii thing that just happens. And I have yet to hear him respond to this, and I really want to know what his response is going to be because I genuinely feel like...
I don't remember who, but Bsck put out a video about it.
Yeah.
That's what I watched after you sent it. And he called somebody that was some black person. I don't know who.
Yeah, he called... So Glasses Malone... Yeah, Whack 1. He called Whack 100. That's who he called.
Yeah.
He called Whack 100 because Glasses got on his ass. Glasses Malone, he got on his ass because, he from Cali. And hey, I didn't know Adin was from Cali. I didn't know that he did his thing in Cali. Apparently, that nigga Glasses, like, nigga, I know. He was like, I don't know where you be at, so I'm going to press the niggas that I know be around you. And apparently, he done got the low K. So I done got the low nigga. So, like, be careful. You know what I mean? And I don't think that he going to do nothing like nothing to the nigga for real. But I do think something needs to happen to Adin. I don't want him to get excruciating, like I don't want him to get mutilated or no shit, you know what I mean? But something needs to happen. And I think too, we need to get past the space where punching somebody in the face is this abhorrent act.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I think
think about the slap discourse, like why was there even a slap, like the Will Smith, like looking back on it, why was that even a discourse? A nigga said something about a nigga's wife, a nigga smacked him. That's a Tuesday. Yeah, exactly. We don't have to say whether it's right or wrong or who deserved this or that. You insult a man's wife in public and he slaps you. No one can act surprised. What are we doing here?
Yeah. But no, I think that. Go ahead. I keep putting you off because of the lag.
No, I was just in agreement. It's crazy. Like, I always see, because of my background, I'm always like, I always worry about being like, black people should do this or that because I don't want to be called a coon. But just the way that like we as a culture just allowed white people like him to just talk about black women, or like that Andrew Schultz guy to just talk about black women, and you can still have a podcast with Charlamagne the God. But like that someone should have checked him for that shit. No, yes or no? Like,
yeah, I do agree.
Like that, to me, that's a bad look for us as a culture in terms of like protecting our women. Like, that's why you saw a lot of black women when Will Smith smacked Chris Ross be like, that kind of felt good to see, because niggas don't stand up for black women.
Yeah, that's not entirely true. I think that in the space, I think that like people like Aiden and Andrew do need somebody to check them, but they need that person to like be deeply ingrained in the plight of that they're making fun of. You know what I mean? Because like I personally feel like nobody can check Andrew on that except a black woman. Because anything a black man say will be mansplaining. You know what I mean? And like we may not get it
Yeah,
right, and
but
so it's like
I don't think
just
you
we
have
should let.
to have the full thesis statement prepared to be like, yo, watch the fucking way you're talking about that woman. Like, I think,
No,
I don't,
definitely.
I think protect, okay.
No, I was gonna say, I think that like you're right. You know, you don't gotta have a whole dissertation to tell a nigga watch what you say. You know what I mean? But I do feel like telling a nigga to watch what you say has to be followed up with the why. I mean, unless you gonna follow it up with a slap to the mouth. You know what I mean? Because a slap to the mouth that's the why. That's why you should watch what you say because you don't
I
get the
don't
shit
think
slapped
a
out.
why of, I don't like how it sounds when a white person is talking negatively about black women publicly. I think that's enough of a why.
Yeah, yeah. But I feel like okay, so that is enough of a why on a cultural sense. But like let's take Aiden for example, right? Like when he was saying those things, some of those things, he was around a black man, and so it's like uh, him saying like, you know, I don't appreciate how you talk about black women. That ain't gonna stop Aiden. You know what I mean? So it's like if the real goal is to protect, I feel like sometimes we just gotta punch a nigga in the face, and I feel like
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know
for sure.
all the
For sure.
dissertation, all the explanation don't defeat her sometimes. Like somebody just needs to smack on his ass, but you know, I guess that ain't how we supposed to do it. I don't know, bro. I don't know. That whole situation to me is weird because my end result is somebody just punched that nigga in his face. Like it ain't
Yeah.
really got to be much. You know what I
It's
mean? It
not
ain't
that
really got
deep.
to be
It's
much.
really
Like
not
just
that deep. No.
just punch that nigga in his goddamn face. And so it's like, yeah, man, that shit is like where we kind of are, man, with the culture. Like not even just hip hop in general, but like I do feel like there is so much sellout coonery now that's like
Mm-hmm.
sad to see. But like money has like because money has been so accessible on the internet via content creation, and content creation is objectively like you're either making fun of somebody or doing some fucking crash out coonery shit or just making fun of yourself in a self-deprecating manner. But none of it is like you care. Like there's no you don't make money for caring. You know what I mean? Like you don't make good
Mm-hmm.
content caring. You know what I mean? And so it's like I think that people have sold out the morals and principles for the dollar. You know what I mean? And the views. Like I didn't realize that views matter so much to this. Like I thought if you had the money, then the money is what mattered the most. But nah, niggas want them views too. So it's like they'll do. They already got the money, so they'll do some extra shit. Like look at Act. Act already got the money. Act just doing shit for the
Mm-hmm.
views now.
Well, I just want to feel included. These are like a lot of these niggas just want to feel like sure I want to bring Young Thug here or bring Cardi here to be like, because you know it's like there's no intellectual discourse. There's no like, hey bro, talk to me about the process. It's yo, we're both here together. You know what I mean? Like that's it. Like that's the product. Is just we're both standing here together. Holy shit, they linked up. Ah, there's nothing like deeper that's trying to happen. There's no connection. There's no like, oh, this guy really fucks with your art. It's like, nah, this guy's got the most people in the chat. This is where I'll come, even if the chat is being racist type
Racist.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah, racist.
it's sad because it's like I don't know. The whole Adin Ross situation has made me more like you, where I'm like, I don't think white people should be around hip hop at all. Like, it's so hard because it's not like
Finally,
sure,
people see the light.
there are some cool ones, but if the cost is Adin Ross existing, then we might need to revoke it from all y'all. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know. The risk
Yeah,
is too big.
yeah,
And the
no,
thing is,
man. I've been
it's,
saying I've been saying, you know, gatekeep the culture. Like we need to start gatekeeping again. Like people were on. You remember me saying that? People were on my neck about that. Like, oh, what do you mean gatekeep? You
Oh
can't
yeah,
gatekeep the culture. Like, no, close the gates and throw away the key, my nigga. Like keep the niggas out.
yeah.
We all
Cookout's
seen
closed.
sinners at this point. Keep them
Yeah,
niggas out. Cookout is
yeah.
closed. But man, it's not because it just never fails, man. Every time I see a white guy do something that's even semi cool, like it don't even be related to black culture. It's like, oh, that was a cool white guy. He did something cool. Like he's coming to the cookout. Like, no, he's not. Let that nigga have his own family barbecue over there. Like it's cool. He don't know. No,
Yeah, they
it's
got
cool.
food, bro. They're set. Why
You know
they
what I'm
don't
saying?
need
Like
our
let them do
food?
whatever they do over there. Roast the turkey, whatever the fuck they gonna do. Slice the ham, whatever the fuck. Let them do that shit. So like they don't gotta come over here and eat. And I don't know, I don't know if that makes me petty, salty, or what, but like I do think it's something that we need to stand on more because we do get people like Adin Ross, and it's really like almost like bed bugs, bro. It's really, really hard to get rid of them once they get there. Like the infestation, once it grows, it is hard to remove these niggas. And it's like, it just is.
Sure.
When we have allowed them to get too ingratiated
sure.
in the culture because it's like, it just is difficult to get rid of. I don't know where we
Because
started.
it's like,
and
and it's just gonna keep getting bigger. Because sorry.
Yep, it's gonna get bigger and bigger. It's gonna get bigger and bigger.
Because like Adin Ross is just an outgrowth of Adam 22 or Traplo Ross. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, there was a lineage of shitty white guy who's just
How
like,
did we
damn,
let
these
Traplo
black people
Ross
are
get
crazy,
away
y'all.
with
I mean,
How
there's
did we
like
let Traplo Ross get away with it for so long?
Traplo Ross, like, there's nothing that can be done. Like, he's over in the UK making videos. Like, I'm not about to pull up on him in Essex or whatever. Like, I don't know niggas over there. 21's got to pull up on him.
Oh my god, that'd be hilarious though, bro. That'd be hilarious. To see
We
that
got to
nigga
get their
21
British
pull
homies
up.
over there. Yeah.
But that's the thing too, where it's like going back to what we were saying about being desensitized to like the culture, like or like the violence in like America. Like it was so sensational to them that this nigga was able to make a career out of talking about something that he was clearly fascinated by in a weird way. You know what I mean? Like to be that fascinated in the murders and lives of people that you have literally no connection to at all. You just know that they are killing people. You're like, oh, this is fascinating
Like,
to me. I need to make documentaries about this.
Bro is autistic and his special interest is niggas dying. Like, that's what it is, verbatim. And so he's dedicated his life to learning about niggas dying, and it's like, I present you this. And other white people are like, well done. Well done, Ross. I mean, it's like all these niggas come from a lineage, like I said, because it's like that's anthropology is not the right word, but it is like almost there's like colonialism vibes to it. There's like Jane Goodall vibes to it. It's very like dehumanizing is what I'm trying to say. It's very like we're looking at this like it's not like I don't feel this way, but to them they're looking at it like they're animals. You know what I mean? Like, look how they act. This is fascinating. These specimens of yada yada yada, and it's like they can't do anything about it. They're just out of you know what I mean? It's nasty, bro. And these are the people who are reporting on our culture.
If all these niggas are an outgrowth, who do you think the tree is? I think DJ Vlad is the tree.
I mean, in the internet space, it's definitely Vlad. I haven't done all the knowledge on this, but just in terms of like white people being super involved with black people's business in like a voyeuristic, kind of sadistic way, I don't feel like it's new. You know what I mean? I feel like that's kind of one of the oldest white traditions, is being like, look at what these black people are doing, y'all. So yeah, Vlad's definitely the internet outgrowth and like the blueprint that all these niggas are following one way or the other, white and black, frankly. It's nasty. And yeah, I wanna. It's hard because it's like, I wrote this. I was like, I came to the conclusion. I was like, we might need to kick white people out, and then I was like, what is a feasible way to do this? But then I started listening to Mac Miller. You know what I mean? And it's like, are we willing to lose Mac Miller also if it means we lose Adin Ross? Because
But
now
we already lost Mac, and there's never going to be another. So like, I'm willing to make that
valid.
trade. I'm willing to make
Okay,
that trade.
we grandfather
Like,
Mac in because it already
wait.
happened, but no more new.
Yeah. So I want to, like, we lost Mac, but Eminem can go too. They can have him. So like, they'll be
we'll
okay
have a
over
meeting.
there, yeah.
We'll take 2 or 3 of y'all legacy, your grandfathered in, not to the cookout, but just to the catalog of hip hop. You guys can stay in the canon.
Yeah, just to the catalog of hip hop.
Yeah,
y'all
Eminem can go do a different thing. Yeah. Call it Eminem rap or call it Eminem or B Rabbit. That's hip hop is now B Rabbit, and black people. We're not even gonna tell y'all what it's called now. Y'all can't even know.
Facts. Hey, I like B Rabbit for white people though. That's take off.
Y'all heard that new B rap? I mean, I'm sure white people really probably say that when M drops.
No. I hope that they do that so we can have a black Vanilla Ice.
What? MC Hammer?
Nah. He was already black. He was in hip hop culture. Vanilla Ice was the white MC Hammer.
What do you? Oh, okay. So you're talking about. I don't.
Like,
what would that look like to you? I'm having a hard time envisioning the black Vanilla Ice. Is that Drake? Is that where we go with it? I'm not trying to throw shots. I'm trying to figure it out.
No, I know. So if white people have their own hip hop space and it's called, whatever it's called, then like, I think our infiltrator will be Logic.
Man. I am. And I would kind of. This is what we have to go out on, and I pray my child never hears this. But it's so hard having a mixed child because now I have to respect mixed people all the time. You know,
I'm gonna tell you this. You don't have to, because I have a mixed baby. You just gotta let them know that you love them. You know what I mean? Like, let them know that you love them, because it's like, you ain't them. You know what I mean?
You're one of the good ones.
But daddy has these issues. Just so you know, whenever you see daddy talking to the mixed girl, it ain't the same. It ain't the same. Whenever you see me getting on the mixed rapper, it ain't the same.
I'm talking, yes, but, and man, we're here, but mixed rappers are in a different class than mixed women. Mixed women, cool. Excellent. I'm rocking with you. I'm
rocking with you is crazy.
I'm rocking with you. Mixed rappers. I'm gonna need a resume and a couple references and.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, obviously.
Only because of Logic. I really feel like if Logic had to deal what he did, it'd be so much easier for mixed rappers. But Logic spent so much time telling us he was black.
Okay. If Logic hadn't did what he did and it's just existing, it's just having his career.
Hey man, if he wouldn't have been the first, it might be easier. You know what I mean? It might have been easier.
There's no way he was the first.
Who was a mixed rapper that made it? No, who was a mixed rapper that made it that high before Logic?
See, I hate mixed speculating, but I will Google mixed rappers, famous mixed people. What a fun Google. All right, famous
Mariah
mixed
Carey,
rappers.
Stacey Dash.
Yeah, biracial, J. Cole, Logic, Foxy Brown. You know what's crazy?
Foxy Brown ain't biracial.
It's still not. All these people are still much more contemporary than I thought. There can't be no mixed people before like the 2010s though, is what I'm saying. Is that true?
I'm telling you that there's not. I'm telling
What's
you,
crazy
Logic
is
was
I
the
can't even
first.
find it. Was Logic out before Nicki?
Yeah.
Logic was out before Nicki Minaj? All right, we gotta.
As far as popularity, yeah, because Logic got really, really popular before Nicki got popular, for sure.
I didn't
heard
know
about
J.
Logic when
Cole
he
had a
was
white
coming up.
mom. Did you know J. Cole had a white mom?
Yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that. Well, this has been the Mixed Report. Do you have anything else you want to say before we sign off?
Mariah Carey is still black. We not making that exchange.
Okay. Yeah. No, of course not. I mean,
It's
all these
black.
people still black. I'm not trying to take your past away from anyone. Logic.
Yeah, but
again,
Logic is debatable. Logic is highly debatable. Like, I feel like Logic has a mixed daddy. So it's debatable.
What does that prove?
It's
even more diluted. You're too diluted, brother. You're too diluted. Damn, I hate this. All right, I love you, bro. We have to end this. That bro is diluted.
I love you too. Next time.